What's going on, everyone? It's Christina, and today we're going to be expanding the binomial. Okay, so we're in the polynomial world. We have specifically a binomial here, right? Binomial, bi in the medical term or the mathematical term, the science realm. Bi always means that you have two. Now, since we're talking about polynomials, we're talking about terms. So a binomial just has two terms. So no more or no less than two terms. And in this example, we have 3y minus 6. Our first term is the 3y. This one has the variable. And this one is just minus 6, so that's another term. And 3my, I am batting 1,000 today. Let's see how this video goes, shall we? So we have 3y minus 6, and this is all being raised to the second. And we just have to expand on that. So when we're expanding binomials, we're just basically writing them out in a bigger way. You're expanding on it. You're making it bigger or you're making it greater, right? So let's just take this notation and just expand on it. Let's just say the same thing, but just in a bigger way. Now it all comes from the exponent. Now, in this case, the exponent will always tell you how many you have. So, how many of your binomials you have. So in this case, since 3y minus 6 is being raised to the second, we can say that we have two of the binomials. And that's going to be the expansion. We just need to write this binomial out twice. So let's go for it. Let's write the first parenthesis, the first binomial, 3y minus 6. And since it's being squared, that means that I just have two of the same binomial. So 3y, there it is again. 3y minus 6. Okay, close the parentheses, and cool. The expansion is done. But now let's just do the math, right? Now, whenever you are raising something to the second or the third or whatever it is, always know that it's secretly multiplication, right? If you have 4 squared, you are secretly doing 4 times 4. You have two 4 values and they're being multiplied by each other. Same thing here. I now have my two binomials and the operation in between them is, you got it, it's multiplication. So we're just multiplying two binomials. Let's go for it. You could do the FOIL method, you could do a chart. I don't think any of that is necessary. Mainly because as you go through your mathematical journey, right, from pre-calc, right, to algebra, to trigonometry, to pre-calculus, to SAT, to calculus, and hopefully throughout the course of this channel, we will have it all. We will have all of these videos for you. So if you're listening in the future, hi, check the channel out. We may have those videos for you. But yeah, so in your mathematical journey, you are going to, encounter so many different polynomial work, multiplying polynomials, multiplying binomials. So it's just easier to just use the theory behind it. You don't need any special charts. You don't need any special acronyms. Just know the theory and just be fair. That's what it all comes down to. Distribution, aka fairness, right? So you're going to do most of your heavy lifting on the first binomial. And once you exhausted all opportunities, then you will simplify and call it an answer. So let's take our first term, right, the 3y, and we must multiply. So take that term. Wait, what did I say? Take that, what? You take the first term. No. I was gonna rhyme with multiply. What did I say? I wish I could go back in time. I wish I could go back in time to multiply the two. Okay. Anyway, we take the first term, right, 3y, and we need to multiply. So, in this case, it multiply y. There it was. You take the first term, 3y. Now you gotta multiply. Okay, that's the end. Let's do it, right? So we're gonna take our first term, 3y, and we need to multiply. So, never multiply things that are in the same parenthesis because it clearly says that it's being subtracted. So when we are multiplying, we must go across the pond to multiply with the other parenthesis. So in this case, your 3y is going to be multiplied with the 3y. But once that's happening, the negative 6 is like, I want to be multiplied too. Right? That's where the fairness comes. So the 3y is going to multiply by the first term, the 3y, and you got to be fair. You got to multiply the 3y with the negative 6. Let's do the math, and then we come back to the second term. So numbers first, 3y times 3y, 3 times 3 is 9. And now let's collect those variables. I have one y value here, right? It was raised to the first. I have another y value here, that was raised to the first. When you are multiplying variables, you gotta catch them all. You gotta collect them. And you add the exponents. So if you have one y, where'd that 9 go? You have one y, you have another y, that's two y's. So that's y the second, or y squared. Now let's do our next term. 3y times negative 6. Just be careful with those signs, right? So 3 times negative 6 is negative 18, so minus 18. You have a y value here, no y value in the 6, so the y just comes along for the ride. Now notice how I wrote this in two different colors, because when you simplify, you could only simplify y squareds with other y squares, or y's with just only y's. They will not simplify together because they are not the same term. Now, since we have exhausted all possibilities with the 3y, we could say bye-bye with the 3y because we're going to multiply the next term. So in this case, our next term is a negative 6. Just be careful of the signs in the front. So we're going to take the negative 6 and multiply it by the 3y, but you gotta be fair. Then you gotta multiply the negative 6 with the other negative 6. So let's go for it. Negative 6 times 3 is a negative 18. This has no y. This one has a y, so the y just comes along for the ride. And then finally, negative 6 times your last term, which is negative 6. Negative 6 times negative 6 is a positive 36. And now, we have exhausted all possibilities with your multiplication. The multiplication is done. Now we just have to simplify. And in this case, we can only simplify the 18y's. So we'll have 9y squared. Negative 18 minus 18. So that would be what? 36. Negative 36y. When you're adding or subtracting your variables, the variable does not change. So since they were both y's, this just stays y. All right? And then plus 36. And yeah, we're done. Box the answer off and call it a video. 9y squared minus 36y plus 36. Okay, it's done. What'd you think? Thank you for coming to the channel. Thank you for coming to this video and, enjoying the ride, right, as we walk through this problem together. Thanks so much. I hope you're having a great day out there, and I hope you're studying hard. I'm always rooting for you. Good luck on your tests and quizzes, and yeah, check the channel out. We got physics, calculus, pre-calculus, right, chemistry, math, algebra, trig, so just check it out, all right? Hope you're doing well out there, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.